Good evening and welcome to KMTV. I'm Andy Richards. Your top stories tonight. We discuss Syrian air raids, bus drivers to go on strike, and Yodel worker caught drifting. Well, airstrikes have begun in Syria after MPs in the House of Commons voted to authorise the UK's participation. I caught up with KM's political editor Paul Francis to see if Kent's MPs made an impact. So, Paul, a huge night for British politics last night. What did you make of the vote?
Well, I thought what was interesting was that David Cameron came away with a much larger majority for military action against Syria than many of us had expected. So I think he's got himself into a better position in terms of justifying the action. And
how about the Kent MPs? How did they vote?
Well, broadly, most Kent MPs rallied behind the government's call for authorisation of all military action, which I wasn't surprised about particularly. I think there was a general feeling that amongst our MPs that something had to be done, so there's an element of kind of symbolism, if you like, in their decisions to back action. There were, however, a couple of dissenting voices, and one of those, very interestingly, was the Gravesham MP, Adam Holloway, who was a former soldier and journalist, and as a soldier he served in that region, and he feels that, you know, bombing Syria is not the way to achieve a lasting political settlement in Syria or that region. The other one was sitting on a Sheppey MP, Gordon Henderson, who's made no secret that he believes that bombing is not an effective way of resolving this situation, and he's been pretty consistent on that since the last vote back in 2013.
And down here in Kent we have seen an awful lot of news about migrants coming to this country. Do you think we'll see more or less now after this vote?
Well, I think that's a difficult question to answer, but we know and have only this week reported on the strains that the County Council is under in terms of looking after migrant children. Whether we will see this slow down or less coming through the county remains to be seen.
Paul Francis, thank you very much. Next, and there'll be no Arriva buses in Medway for 2 days as drivers are due to strike. Here's Dave Weeks from Unite the Union.
The current timetables that Arriva have got in place are just not achievable. There is not enough time for loading passengers, for drivers changing shifts, and there's certainly not enough time in the running times to get from one place to another. We first raised this with Arriva in June, and since then they've done nothing to resolve it. I think unless Arriva wake up and smell the coffee, then this dispute will rattle on into the new year.
A driver has been sacked for drifting near a busy shopping centre. The Yodel vehicle screeches round a Thanet roundabout and leaves skid marks on the road. The video shot yesterday at around 9 o'clock shows that dangerous drifting is still taking place. A spokesperson from Yodel said this behaviour is completely unacceptable and we're passing his details to the police. So let's take a quick look at the weather. There'll be rain across the county tonight and a fairly chilly breeze with temperatures only just reaching 9 degrees. Heading into tomorrow, temperatures will be largely the same, but there'll be sun across the county. Have a great evening. I'll see you soon. Good night.